It was quite a shock to be asked to play Ronnie Scotts because, you know, it's one of those things that I'd never ever imagined myself doing. But I think, you know, when I thought about it, that if you had a wish list in your life, that it's one of those things that you'd like to be on there, you know. And it was quite daunting and it was quite scary because, I mean, the same people go every week and they have been doing for years, and apparently I think I was the first sort of pop act to play Ronnie Scotts, which was quite scary, you know. I always end up doing things that scare me, but I quite like it. I think I'm a bit of a masochist in that sense. But it was hard work. It was the hardest work that I've ever had to do in terms of sheer physical effort. Vocally, it was just like running a marathon every night vocally. You'll do like 1 hour set, have an hour off, and in that hour your voice cools down again and you have to warm it back up again. And then you'd go on and you'd do another hour. And and you'd finish at like 2 in the morning. You'd really get to sleep at probably 2:30, 3 o'clock. And so it was like sort of like being in a very posh prison. I was staying in a really nice hotel, but I didn't allow myself to go out in the day. I didn't really speak to anyone because I was just so paranoid about losing my voice. Because I want to sing properly for people, you know. And by about Thursday, my voice had got a little bit ropey. I mean, nobody else could tell, but I could. But yeah, I think I'd think twice about doing it again, but I'm really, really glad that I did it. Now I don't really spend that much time rehearsing because, I mean, I really know the songs very well. So it's only really the new stuff that I rehearse quite a lot, and then the old stuff I'll go over maybe, you know, like 2 or 3 days or something. So the band would probably do maybe 2 or 3 weeks rehearsal, and I may go in sort of, you know, 3 times a week and just go over everything. And most of the stuff, if I have to learn stuff, I'll just do it at the hotel or wherever, and then I'll go in and do it, so I'm not hanging around all day. And the band are amazing. I mean, we always have a very tight setup. So, yeah, it's quite easy for me, really. Wasn't at first, but it is now. I don't really practice as much as I should. But then again, I think I've got a psychological thing that if I don't sing for a while, that something changes in my voice, because every album that I make, there's something a little bit different about my voice. And I think that probably if I kept on practicing religiously 2 hours a day, that those changes wouldn't happen quite so dramatically. And when I'm touring, when I'm doing a lot of gigs and stuff, there's one tape that I've done. I'm really so lazy, really, because there's one tape that I've done by a lady called Colette, a singing teacher, and it's just singing exercises, vocal warm-up exercises. And everybody laughs at me because they're just ridiculous exercises. Like there's one and you'd go like, you know, and go like right up and then right back down again. And then there was one song, we don't really do it anymore, but me and the backing singers used to do it together, that Love Me or Leave Me. Love me or leave me and let me be lonely. And we used to sing that before we went on stage, but we don't really do that anymore. I think my favourite song to sing live is a song from the Face Up album called Didn't I? It's like a big ballad, and again, you know, I always like to scare myself a little bit, but it is quite a scary song to sing because there are a few high notes in there that I think all the way through the set I'm thinking about them all the time, and when I hit them it's just such an emotional release almost. It's amazing. And then after that the rest of the set's just like a breeze. It's just a lovely song to sing. I hate watching myself perform because I sort of don't mind listening to myself perform, but I don't like watching myself perform because I pull the most ridiculous faces. I mean, I get pictures sometimes sent from fans, and you know, some fans will put stuff on the internet, and it's me just gurning, and it's really vile. I just hate looking at myself like that. I mean, it's okay when you look at it in context of like a fluid thing, but when you see still photographs of yourself singing live, it's really not flattering. I don't mind watching a song through or anything like that, but just to see still photography is quite scary, I think. I think having the luxury of playing somewhere like Ronnie's and the experience of doing it, it spoils you a little bit, I suppose, because you get used to that intimacy, which is very, very frightening at first, because every single person in the audience, you know, you can see the expression on their faces, you know exactly what they're thinking. So if you hit a funny note and you know, someone pulls a funny face, whereas in a massive venue, you know, I've played places like 100,000 people, 12,000 people, 10,000, you know, and it's like Ronnie Scotts is like, I think 500 people or something, and it's nothing compared to that, and yet it's so much more of an experience because you know, 100,000 people or 15,000 people is like just a blanket of people. You don't really see anybody, but you can see everyone in that club, and you know what they're feeling, and you feed back from that in an amazing way. You really do. I really enjoyed a lot of the stuff that I did, you know, like the old standard jazz things, and a lot of people say to me, oh, when are you going to make an album like that? You know, and I've always said, well, you know, there's always time to do that because people are always going to love that kind of music, and hopefully you know, I'm going to be singing for a long time. I'd love to make an album like that when I'm like 50 odd or something, because I love to write songs. I like to write my own songs, and I like to challenge myself in that respect. So I think there's always time for me to do that.